Right, in this video, I'm going to show you why liquid nitrogen, you know, the ability, the item that slows enemies, is essential against Lucio. It sounds kind of obvious, but you're going to see how brutal it really is. Also, Junker Queen, but yeah, just having that against the Lucio is, you have to do it. So like, if you look at the enemy team composition, where they've got Cassidy, they've got Junker Queen, they've got Lucio, you've just got to think about how they're gonna run towards your team. And somebody in our chat, Moon, the Kiriko, is saying they've got an annoying Lucio, which normally means, you know, they're not saying, hey, look, this is a Lucio that provides lots of healing for their team. This is, okay, this Lucio is going to get up close and personal. So we already know, based on the team composition, seeing Lucio, seeing Junker Queen, make sure you get liquid nitrogen. So, we're having a look at the Lucio's build. Nothing too out of the ordinary, but it is round one. And I mean, we already know how they're going to play. So we've got a Rhine as well, so slowing down players from just gap closing onto the Rhine is going to buy Rhine a lot of options for escape. So we now attack the Zen. Again, because we've got Phantasm, we want to go place an orb right up amongst their team. It's actually forced two of the players over to the side, but there's a Cassidy behind us that we didn't see. Luckily, they missed some shots with a little bit of help from our rhythmic dodging. This is where we're timing the weapon rate of the hero we're fighting, and then just moving just before they fire each time. Very effective way of dodging. So our team wins the first fight. Place down one of those Phantasm orbs. Just in the choke point, it makes it very frustrating. Obviously, we don't have the slows right now, and we can see from the Lucio's movement that, yeah, they're a very capable Lucio player. Drop an orb off, fade the swing. It's another thing you should be looking when you're using fade as Moira. Lots of people just press fade at random times, but you see how we're kind of waiting for the ability. A lot of the time, if you don't do that, then the enemy team will use that ability on someone else. So you want to make it think like you're a target for them. As Lucio uses beat there. You want to think like you're a target for them, but then don't be a target for them. So you see the Ashe here isolated, but we also hear the Lucio, so we drop a Phantasm Orb. Lucio's probably going to get us here, but at least we got pressure and two players distracted, which allows our team to clean up the players on the point, and we retain that capture point. Don't always look at, like, oh, getting the kill on a player. Look at the effect that just that engagement has. And that's a value tip for you. So our team's doing really well in round one. Nearly captured the point. Bob comes in onto the point, in the middle of the point, which is a bit awkward for us. We're attacking. We sort of want to take a bit of fire. What we could have done a bit more optimally there is take a bit more damage from the Bob before going around the corner, because we know Bob's going to shoot at somebody else on our team. That's fine. Round one, reasonably clean. And okay money, but because it was so quickly, we didn't earn that much. So we've got 12k. That is enough for liquid nitrogen, but it really doesn't give us anything else. So we have a decision to make. Do we want to stack more AP? Didn't feel like we needed much more survivability. But yeah, maybe it's not a good idea to get liquid nitrogen this early when we're this broke, because it's the only thing we'll be able to get. Of course, they do have a Lucio and a Junker Queen. So, 11k is what we need for liquid nitrogen. That's on the right side of ability, but we're having a look at the other items, see what we could get in its place. So we can go for Nano Cola and Smart Orbs. That's going to massively increase our ability power. Plus, we've got Charge Plating. And yeah, I think if we'd earned a little bit more that we could, say, have Armored Vest and liquid nitrogen, maybe we would have gone for that. But just to have that item and, like, Power Playbook for 10% ability, it's not great. So we opt to change the Smart Orbs for Ability Lifesteal, because we know that we're going to go aggressive into their team. Drop off those orbs, and so having that Ability Lifesteal is quite good. Since we've got Phantasm and it's not cross-orbal, we get less value out of Smart Orbs anyway, but you still get the value on your main orbs. And there's also the map, right? So Phantasm Orbs are going to be really good in and around this center point, because we can just walk the other side of this, like, mid-blocker and drop off an orb and then retreat back, and the orb's going to give us some lifesteal. So quick last second swap after a think. Like this, we drop an orb back behind in their place of cover. Bounce another damage orb to the back, which is going to bounce off of the back wall and back towards the point if it hasn't already hit its capacity. We drop one off there. Healing orb this time. The next fade's going to be a healing orb. So we want to drop that off next to our players here, which we do there. That provides a nice little heal for the Kiriko if she stuck around. And now Ryan's just chasing players. We're going to get on the point. Isolated Ash again. Orb nearly bounced off the back to get a kill on her. Yeah, she did retreat. Now our tank does get taken down while we were fighting the Ash, which is unfortunate. Enemy team look like they're going to secure this point. We do have the players, but with no tank, it's quite intimidating for them to push forward. I'd understand if nobody went for it, but I would hope that someone did. Ryan's just about arriving in time. He hasn't got a charge, so can he actually get through? We're providing as much healing as we can. We had the option there to fade forward. In comes the Kiriko ult. Now we have to touch because we have to make use of this ult. Transcendence comes in, so that's already a nice trade for us because that would be really difficult on the next point. Nice Shatter taken down then, but we're still antied from the Junker Queen ult. Use our Coalescence now since everybody's investing ults. We're playing to win this fight. Lucio's jumping around. We've got an Ash over at the back that we can't really do too much about apart from take cover. Lucio gets very low health. Dynamite hits us, but we've got orbs all around. Junker Queen's still alive on the point. Now going for us. We sidestep the axe. Haven't got a fade for the swing though, so we've got to try and survive this heal orb just to see if we can. Double heal orb from the Phantasm. We're trying to play around that. But enemy team clutching this one. Managed to take down our players. Now we go into the second point with the ult situation kind of unknown because we know a lot of ults have been used. Dynamite comes in, so we're going to fade that, stay around the heal orb because we haven't yet fired an orb. This one will surely be... oh, I thought it would actually be a damage orb, but we bounced the heal orb just to try and buy some time. We're losing players though. Pretty tricky there. We have got time to recontest, I think, but bearing in mind that we've got boots from the Lucio that could stop us. So it's like, do we want to go forward now or wait for our tank to arrive? Reaper is probably our best chance here to actually get a touch because Reaper can do something, but we fade through and decide to bounce an orb flat. Lucio giving chase to us here, but we've got a heal orb next to us, so Lucio gets taken down with help from the Kiriko as well. Junker Queen, we fade the swing. Fire the damage orb across, but there's a then close and personal with us, which is never a good thing for Moira. Ryan uses Shatter and Zen with the Transcendence on the point. Enemy team's looking very good here. Ryan's desperately trying to hold the shield up just to buy time. We've nearly got our Coalescence. We fire the damage orb over it to Ash. Hopefully zone her out so that we're free to use the Coalescence a bit more. Now we've got it. We're supporting the Reaper with the Coalescence, trying to secure those kills. We get a couple of them. Maybe a fade over onto Ash up top. We're eyeing up the fountain. We jump up top, fire the orb even with the beat, which was just about wearing out. We take them down. Can we save the Reaper here? Provide a bit of healing. Use the Kiriko ult. We fade through to drop another orb off his damage orb. And it looks like our team's going to survive this one. Lucio on the retreat. Just about managed to clutch up that point. Lucio could always come back in though. They're going to be judging. I mean, our team have got to be careful not to get booped off the cliff here, including us. Like, we want no part of that because that could happen. Kiriko had a wall climb though, so just managed to survive. But if we got booped, we'd have to time the fade perfectly. Ash now up top, probably going to fall down, but if we want, we've got an option to fire a damage orb there, but it was on cooldown. So double heal orbs over onto the Ryan just to try and provide entry into this choke point. Also helps us out because we can play around them. Ryan being brave here, I like it. Attacking the Zen. Zen's getting pretty low health, but does have Transcendence yet again. Because now our team moving on to the point. It's Lucio and Zen around the point. We're just trying to force any players back out, but Cassidy's shooting us. We have to fade. Ryan not sure if he got the Shatter. We also don't know where exactly that Cassidy is. Seems to be underneath, getting some damage, but he hasn't got the angle to attack us there. In comes Junker Queen and Bob. We're waiting to see where the Bob lands. Then we're going to drop off our Phantasm Orb there. Ryan goes for the pin, but it might cost him his life. Doesn't actually clear up the Bob, I think. Kiriko does finish them off, but now we're without a tank. Junker Queen ult comes in, but it only affects the Reaper, which isn't too bad. I'm sure he'll have a shift available to him as well. So now the Lucio's on the point. We've got to try and clear these up. Beats coming in as well. That's going to be big with their DPS here. Lucio boops us off with a point, but that actually kind of saves us from the high noon. We've got to get up to that point, though, to get some value. So he does actually get a shot on us, but he wasn't that charged up. As now we've trying to use our Kiriko ult, which is expired. Lucio again jumping around the point. It's very tricky to kill them all. We see the Ash. We're quite low health, though, but our team managed to take the point. Drama-filled second round there. But we got a lot of money as well. 17.9k. Now it's time. Let's slow that tank. Let's slow that Lucio right down.
Coming up, we're picking up speed with a payload race.
Guys, if you could do me a favor and hit the like button on the video, subscribe if you haven't, and of course, if you want to see more videos. I understand if you don't. We're a Moira player, but hopefully you'll learn not just about Moira, but also about the mentality of building in Stadium, Just some of the thought processes. And hey, some of you might not even play Overwatch, but maybe you enjoy the videos. I have games that I also watch that I don't even play. And if you're one of those people, let me know in the comments. Sorry, we have to do the YouTube stuff. But back onto the stuff here. We've got Cyber Venom, which is going to reduce the enemy healing whenever they get hit by an orb. And we've got Liquid Nitrogen finally. We opt for Smart Orbs and we've got Multiple because we just really want to debuff the enemy team. We've still got some ability lifesteal, which I find is key to Phantasm play. Because if you haven't got an item for that, when you fade back, you're not going to get any extra life. Especially if you're fading really far back and there's no one to grasp to get your life back up. And also, in regular ranked, if you fade backwards, you're probably going to heal orb forwards back towards your team. But in this case, we're trying to apply debuffs, so we don't really want to use the heal orbs. Right, you're going to see how brutal Liquid Nitrogen is. Like, cool, the Cyber Venom's great, right? It reduces their healing, it helps secure more kills, it makes the enemy team poorer. Cyber Venom is the better out of the two debuffs. But Liquid Nitrogen can really win a game for you. So we fade next to the Zen here, who's slowed. That Junker Queen's trying to chase us down, but can't get anywhere near us for the swing because of Liquid Nitrogen. As Ryan pushes in as well. Now we fade there, we're not getting anything there, but here's the Zen slowed down. The Lucio's also a bit slow around the corner. It just completely shuts down so much of their play. Cassidy falling back, we do get a slow on him as well. Doesn't allow our team to clean him up though. And now we're on the choke point, and this is not going to be fun for them. So we've got double Liquid Nitrogen orbs there. Zen decides to walk through them. The orb's going to stick to them for longer because it takes them longer to just pass through it, but the Zen does come around the corner and shut us down. So let's see if the enemy team's got some fight back in them here. Good shooting by the Zen, actually. I think we got blown up by the Discord power. Now our team without us there in a little bit of trouble. We do have the Kiriko. Ryan's done a nice little fallback here as we slow down the Jonker Queen. He then gets pinned by the Ryan. Right, Phantasm Orb dropped off. Zen can't move. He can't escape the Ryan. Like, especially not with the Kiriko ult, but with that as well. So Lucio tries to go around the corner. He is slowed. Is our player going to take them down or not? No, it doesn't look like it. So we've got the multi-ball and a Phantasm in case they push down the ramp. That will save our Cassidy. Cassidy takes down the Zen here. And it looks like Cassidy and myself are taking on the responsibility of blocking the enemy payload. Junker Queen's down. Can't escape that orb, I'm afraid. Now we fire another shot through. Lucio gets taken down. It wasn't us really that did the damage. We get the finishing thing as now we're trying to sneak up on the Ashe. They would have heard our footsteps. Actually, they just get blown up. Now Cassidy here with Fade, just in case they're going to flashbang. And that Cassidy, yeah, forced to retreat back. They're just really struggling to get anywhere near our team. Like now, that orb is going to block anyone walking around that corner. So they have to go through that window instead. But guess what? You're just going to get hit by a new one. Now you got to try and escape that. You didn't have it there. Coalescence also applies the debuffs because it's an ability. So now Ashe is slow. Cassidy's a bit slow. Goes to roll with Phantasm. Can't move. Cassidy down. Junker Queen's now at the back. Has to hit that axe, but the Zen flank. No footstep Zen. Absolutely hate that about him, but you know, I guess it makes sense. It'd be nice if he had like a humming noise, like a louder one, so you could know where he is. Then look, not every character in Overwatch needs to be the same. So sure, Zen, one of the things he's got is no footsteps. Gotta wait for this dynamite before we fade. We really don't want to fade before that, as Ashe, with no health, does get a bob over onto the point to try and block that. But we want to get here and try and prevent their progress. There's a Lucio here as well. Lucio is trying to push us. He might actually get us here. We really need our orb back up. We drop the fade off. He can't move again. Can he escape? Just about escapes, but we did what we needed to do. So we're 3 rounds up. Can you see the power of it yet? I'm hoping you can.
Next up, let's push.
So another advantage of having the debuff build and firing damage orbs is our Kiriko gets very, very rich because their clones got so much more healing to do and they can do more healing. And we're getting our money purely from damage. The downsides to it can be if we're only putting out damage, the enemy supports will actually get more money per point of healing than we will per point of damage. So you kind of make the enemy supports rich as well. In the event that everybody's rich, I mean, I'd rather myself and the enemy supports be rich than everybody kind of be equal, because that gives us much more carry potential. So yeah, at the moment, the build, I know I haven't focused too much on it because this is really about the debuffs. We've got Phantasmic Flux. That's going to give us that ability Lifesteal, so we don't need the green anymore for it. And yeah, we're just playing around the actual ability here. The build's not so much the focus. There's many ways that you can fit Liquid Nitrogen into a build. You can go for cross-orbal, that still works. That'll provide you with some orb healing for your team. You can go with multi-ball. You can also just have a Chain Grasp build that isn't orb related. And when you fire the orb to activate Chain Grasp, you're going to slow players down, which in turn is going to make more of your Chain Grasp hit. It's less likely they're going to escape it. So we opt to go up here. It gives us a bit of scout, and if anyone pushes us, we do have Fade, and obviously it's going to slow them. Now we hear the Cassidy footsteps. Get those slows onto him. If Junker Queen pushes there, he's going to be slow, but yet again, another pin from the Rhine. And so now we have players flanking us. Lucio's there. Make sure to slow him down. We drop this off. Kiriko's got huge healing out on the Rhine. Zen's pushing us now. Does get taken down. Lucio could push us off the cliff, but we fire a multi-ball in their direction to slow everybody down, so we're still getting the value. There's the Lucio now. If he turns around to push us, he's going to get slowed. But in fact, no. We use the Fade to try and chase him down. Now we fire an orb there. Lucio's slow, can't move. I think he would have died anyway, but still. So now we're up top. We've got options here to, well, do that. So we get straight in, slow them down. Another advantage of Liquid Nitrogen is the fact that we slow players down from spawn, which makes it take them longer to get to the objective, which means we get more objective distance. I don't know if you guys remember this about Overwatch, but it is the objective that makes you win games, not the kills. So we fade there. We didn't hear the stun, so we have to keep retreating. If we heard the flashbang come out from the Cassidy, we could have stayed around that doorway. But in the event that he turns around and decides to push us, we have to leave. But we deliberately let ourselves get kind of close to him. So we hear those footsteps. We opt to take the danger route through the dynamite. Ash went the other way. And now actually we've spent a lot of time with inactivity. We see a Zen here. Maybe we can force a Transcendence out of them. It'll be a bit more tricky with a beat, so we have to use our coal. Hopefully here we can do it at least. Ash is low health. Zen's getting really low health. Opts not to use Transcendence. Maybe didn't have it. And now we're hunting the Ash. Ash with the orb. Cool guys, don't look at explosions. We take down Ash in that little room. And now we hear a spawner. There's the Cassidy, but we didn't time the fade right. We were going to fade up top, like, to try and get the stun out of him first. Fade up top, then orb below, and we can use the walls for cover there. But didn't work out. Look, when you play high-risk strategies, sometimes they don't work. Right? But it's all about the value that you do get when they do work versus the value that you lose when they don't work. Right now, our team is losing a lot, actually. Players get taken down. Lucio is pushing, but you can tell he doesn't want to go anywhere near us. That time we fade with the stun. We also get an orb onto them. So we know we can kind of play around here, but with the Zen, yeah, and the number of players, we've got to be a bit cautious with it. Keep an eye on the Cassidy. Zen's here as well. We drop off the Phantasm Orb. If he decides to push us, that's going to really hurt. Junker Queen's looking his direction. That's fine, because it's still a distraction. Our team's making our way through the choke point. So now we're going to have to swap over, see if we can get a different angle from the side with our Rhine, but our Rhine's gone over to the doorway. He's isolated Zen with Transcendence as well. This might be actually quite tricky for us. 10 seconds remaining. Enemy team's nearly got the lead. We're playing in and around this room because we know that we need to get out to the point, but we're not actually getting there in time. It's going to make it very tricky to do. 1.4 seconds remaining. Is anybody going to be anywhere near the bot? Are we going to try and go through? No, we're just chilling. Just trying to get kills. I think maybe I wasn't aware of it then. Obviously, spectating the game is different to playing it. Maybe we didn't realise that we'd have our fade and be able to get to the point for a last-ditch result. But either way, enemy team pull a round back. Makes the game interesting. Really, really good orb map now. This one has so many flat bounce walls. Phantasm's amazing because they often have to push up like a ramp or take one of the jump pads, and they'll just land on orbs. So we're kind of reevaluating what we've got. We just sell everything, and then we're like, look, we still want the debuffs. We still want Phantasmic Flux. What are we going to do with the other 17k? And we've still got a power to pick. So 3-tap Tommy Gun. That's almost like in preparation for Chain Grasp. You see how we're picking like attack speed items here? That already tells me that the next power is going to be Chain Grasp. It could also be Ethereal Excision. I think it's a bit unlikely. One other option, I guess, could be Precarious Potency because of the weapon power. But, I mean, come on, Chain Grasp is awesome. So, ability power. We've got more ability power.
Fierce competition.
We opted not to go for the attack speed items as such, but the weapon power, it can still work. Attack speed there. What are we going to pick? Thinking about it, because look, there's other things we can choose. We could go cross-orbal. Cross-orbal would be nice and safe. Now, the good thing about Chain Grasp is the enemy team just won a round, and we're currently on an orb build. If they win another round, we may decide, look, abandon this orb strategy and let's just go for max Chain Grasp, and it gives us that flexibility. Whereas if we pick cross-orbal, we'll have to wait until round 7 before we can change anything, and at that point, we can only get one non-orb power. So, we get the Chain Grasp now. By the orbs over onto that wall, hopefully slow some players down. It gives us a slight position advantage, although they do have Lucio, so they get there around the same time anyway. Drop off some orbs, but we have to fade a bit further away because the Ashe is dynamite. Junker Queen's so slow. She's still pushing in. We've got players behind us as well. We hope the dynamites don't hit us. As Ryan does get isolated, I guess he went for a pin over there, but we didn't really see it. So flat bounce the orbs, another orb there. Junker Queen wasting a swing. There are dynamites on the point, so we can't really push forward. Junker Queen goes in this time, does get it, but Phantasmic Flux with all the ability lifesteal is helping us out here as well. Still got that Chain Grasp as well. Zen getting really low. Can we get the kill onto him? We have to fade because there's a volley which he's charged up using the Kiriko ult here. Clean up the team. Enemy team's on 15, 16, 17%. Yeah, we do manage to do that. I actually misheard the footsteps there as the Cassidy went underneath. So enemy team gets 19%. We've nearly got our ultimate. Ultimate is still valuable because of the debuffs. It's also valuable because we've got a lot of ability power. So now we want to get up close, try and slow them down a bit. We can always fade back to point, and then the only hope at that point is not to get hit by a Junker Queen axe. So our Coalescence is countered by Transcendence, but that's actually good to get it out of them when they haven't even got close to the point. We're still getting debuffs when we use damage orbs. That's fine, just try and save the Reaper. We're a bit worried about our tank here, but we're just going to try and save the DPS. Kiriko's got the tank covered at least for now. Junker Queen slowed. She definitely doesn't like this build. It's hard for her to even play the game. Same with the Lucio, he's kind of managing. So we flat bounce the orbs to hit the Bob, but also we put one next to him. And here Lucio skating around. Ryan decides to shatter them. A lot of players taking damage, so we opt to use Heal Orb this time. We do occasionally heal sometimes, but only in real times of need. So again, damage orbs in here, in that room. We're going to fade back just to cleanse all of the debuffs that we've got on us. Ryan with a double swing over takes down the, Junker Queen with a double swing. Takes down the Kiriko clone. In comes a huge ultimate from enemy Junker Queen. If this is going to be their opening, this is it. But I think Kiriko cleansed most of it. Lucio over onto the point. We've got the Kitsune rush in as well. Loads of players on the team. We've got our Coalescence. Are we going to use it? We try and attack the Zen, or apparently heal them. And in we come now. Again, it's a counter. Ultimate from the Zen, but we're still slowing players down, so we still want to deal damage because, yeah, slowed players will find it harder to take down our team. So now Ryan's a little bit low. Another bob in over onto the point. We've got to fade this, but we want to tank as much of it as we can. Enemy team doing a push as much as they can. Huge shatter from the Ryan. There's players over onto the point. Are we going to win this? We've got players on low health. Should it be healing or damage orb here? We opt for the damage orb. Try and take down this Lucio. Phantasm over onto the point. And Ashe doesn't get there in time. We clean up. Take round 5, 4-1 victory. And yeah, imagine if they weren't slowed, guys. 35k damage, 19k healing. Our Kiriko had like 38k healing. That's one of the things about having, and why Kiriko is my favorite support to play with in Stadium. Because, yeah, the Kiriko will naturally heal everybody up, even if you're both playing DPS heavy. They'll play the game at the end too, guys. Thank you for watching the video. Let me know what you want to see in the comments, and have a nice day.